Welcome everyone. So today we're going to do this cute little card, and the little tag swings on it. So it's quite a simple card to make. So let's go ahead and get started. So first you'll need to make your card base if you don't already use a pre-existing card base. So we're just going to cut an A4 piece of paper on the long side down to 10.9 centimeters. And then we want to score at 10.5. I like to use the little lip on the cut on the paper trimmer, just to fold it over and get it straight, and grab your bone folder, which mine's disappeared. And give it a bit of a... So we've got our card base. Then we need the backing colour. So in the one that I did up here, I used Mango Melody, but we're going to use Costal Cabana in this one. So for this, we need to cut at 10 by 14.4. So cut that at 10 and 14.4 centimeters. And then we're going to need another piece of white that we're going to cut at 9.5 by, what are we cutting this? 13.9. So this will sit, I can pick it up, on top of that one, which will then sit on top of your card base. All right. Now, for the background, I've just used the colour DSP. So this has come from the Birthday Bonanza DSP. And I'll just grab my bits of paper here. Okay, so I've got a selection of different colours. I've decided today to use just the patterned ones. But you've got lines on the back here of this one. Excuse me. So what we need, we're going to use 4 different colours, and we want 2 centimetre strips. So I find it's easier to use this side of the trimmer. And your 2 centimetre strips are going to be cut into 13.9 in the length. And that one's already 13.9. So we've got 1. So we just need 4 different ones of that. Use the striped one here, and I think this one's already 2 centimeters yet, so that just needs 13.9. And the last one we're going to use is this one here. And cut it down to 13.9. We need 1 piece of the DSP to go across the top, so you can use any of the ones. I'm going to use the present. This one I've used the balloon, so I'll use the present on this one. And we need to cut this one at 3 centimeters, which this already is. And then we need to cut it at 9.5. So that's there. We might do the tag as well. So I've just freehand cut the tag. We'll do that one while we've got our trimmer out. I brought all my bits of paper here. So for the tag, we cut it at 5 centimeters by 9. Yep, so this has all got to be cut down. And then what I did was I just marked where to, because it's 5, so I just marked the halfway point here, and then 2.5 centimeters down on each side. And that just gave me a rough idea where to cut at an angle to give us our tag. And then what I just did was cut just a little, line it up straight, and just cut a little bit off the top. And when we stamp, we'll just stamp on the reverse side. So there's our little tag. Excuse me. And that's all the trimming I think we have to do. So there's all our pieces. What we might do is do some of the stamping, and then we can assemble it all. So for the stamping, you'll need your Pierce Mat, because the stamps we're going to use today are Bonanza Buddies. So that's all your different stamps there. These ones also come with your dies, so you can use your dies to cut them out, or you can cut them out freehand, which is what we're doing today. So before we stamp on this, I just got a standard hole punch, just to punch a little hole in the top, so we've got something to tie it on with. And then I'm using the saying, "I'm glad it's your birthday so I can tell you how wonderful you are," which I think is just a sweet little tag. We're going to use our Memento black ink. And this one, the last one that I did, I had the lion hanging off the top. I'm going to have the lion hanging down the bottom this time. So I'm going to stamp up higher. And that is that one done. So there's your tag. And now we're going to do the lion. So he's a couple of stage steps. So we're going to use a few different stamps and a few different colors to get his mane a different color. We're going to use a Mango Melody for his mane. So I'm just going to stamp that on there. And then for his body, we're going to use Daffodil Delight, which is this one here. It's just a slightly lighter yellow, and that's his body there. And you just want to line it up the best you can. That wasn't lined up very well. No, so I didn't line that up very well, so we'll do it on the reverse side. We'll try again. We'll go the other way around. You can use a Stamparatus if you like. That will help you place it better, but I like to freehand it because handmade should never be perfect. Okay, there you go. There's our lion. Now the very last thing we need on our lion, we need his face. And where did I put that step? And I'm going to do that in the Smoky Slate. You could do it in the Memento black if you wanted to as well, but I'm going to do it in the slate today. It's very hard to line up. There you go. So there's his little face. Now I put a hat on the last one. You can't really stamp the hat straight onto him because the ink's not dark enough. So what I did was I just stamped the hat separately and then stuck it on. So I'm using Costal Cabana for his hat. I'll just stamp it here. And Real Red for the pom-pom on his hat. Okay, put a pom-pom. there's our lion. So from there, all you need to do is just freehand or fussy cut him out. I'm using our paper snips. So I might cut the hat out first. And it's just as close as you can get. So I don't think there's really a right or wrong way to be doing this, whatever you find easiest to do yourself. Still connected there. Okay, and then just fussy cut your line out. So if you've got the dies, you can always run it through a die cutting machine and that will cut them out for you. But if you don't, you can always fussy cut. I'm just going to cut him out roughly so I don't have so much paper. I thought I'd leave his tail sort of connected to him. You could cut down further into it if you wanted to. I find if there's any straight sections, to actually cut further past it, you get a cleaner cut. So there's our little lion. Now what I love about our paper snips is they have a little cover. So if you've got them thrown into your wherever you keep your scissors or stationery, they're not going to stab you because they're quite sharp at the ends. So we're just going to take our little line, and I just used just a small section of our Tombow glue. I'm going to put his hat here this time. Just our liquid glue. Pop his hat on. Okay, so now we just have to assemble our card. So use your Costal Cabana and a bit of liquid glue onto your white cardstock. You can do your white first. You can put them all on your white first, but I like to do it this way. Line it up the best you can. But with the Tombow glue, it's good because it does give you a little bit of time to wiggle it into place if it's not quite where you liked it. And then just decide with your strips which order you want to put them in. I think I put a yellow on the edge. No, I want that one there. I'll find the rest of the strips. So I think I like that order. And then just stick them down. So if you've been following along, I got new glue this morning. I'm so excited. I don't have to tap it to an inch of its life to get the last little bit of glue out. So I like to do the outside ones first, and then you can sort of place the middle ones in a bit easier. You're not left at the end with a really big gap. And I'm doing it just in, so you can just see a little slither of the white on the side there. Sorry, I'm off screen. Just a little bit of glue on the back. You could stick these on first before you stick the white to the backing, and then if you're a little bit too long, you can trim it down, so then you wouldn't have to be as exact when you cut the strips. That's the background there. I'm going to stick this onto my card base now. the beauty with this that are just doing your different coloured strips is you can have your card either way, depending what way you like your strips. So we're going to do the presents across the top. Now, what I did was just use some baker's twine, which I've lost mine. This one's, I don't even know the name of it, Old Olive. Doesn't matter whichever one you have. So just cut a strip of that. So feed it through your tag, and it's going to go up behind your present strip, and then just leave yourself enough to tie a bow. On the back, so I've got the roughly how much I need there. On the back, I'm just going to put a little glue dot to stop it moving. That's just going to hold the baker's twine in place a little bit better. And then we're going to raise this one up on dimensionals. Oops, stuck to my finger. Come on, stick down here. You could put the dimensional over the baker's twine as well if you wanted to. Take the backs off. Another tip someone had, you can actually colour your whole sheet of dimensionals in a coloured texture, and then you're able to see which ones you've taken the backs off. Alright, so all we do now, I'm just going to place it up towards the top. My tag's fallen off, but that's okay, we can put that back on. Thread your tag back on. This is probably the hardest part of it, is trying to tie a knot, or a bow should I say, and giving your tag room to wiggle. So the last one I made, I tied the knot about 4 times, so let's see if we can get this right the first time. Oh, it wiggles, yay! Okay, and then we just need to stick our line on. So you can use glue dots or a little bit of our liquid glue. You could put him on a dimensional as well, raise him up a little bit. I'm just going to stick him there. So there's 2 slightly different versions of them. But what you mustn't forget is the inside of your card. So inside we're going to open him up, and we're just going to use our Memento black ink again. And in the stamp set, there's this really sweet little just happy birthday. If you're ever unsure if you've got enough ink on, grab yourself a scrap bit of paper and just give it a test. I should have had my mat underneath him too. So there's your happy birthday, and I think we might do a hat down in the corner too, but let's do a yellow hat this time. So I'm going to use the Mango Melody, which was the darker of the 2 hats. I'm just going to put one down in the bottom. It's not quite Mango Melody, it's got a little bit of the Costal Cabana because I forgot to clean my stamp. And just the real red we'll use as a pom-pom again. And there you go, you've got the inside of your card done as well. Oops. So there's the 2 cards. Cute little happy birthday one, great for kids, bit of fun and colourful. So thank you for joining today.